So, it's been about 2 weeks since I made a video, and I do apologize for that, but I've been waiting for information on a couple decks, and I'm tired of waiting for said information, so I'm going to make a damn video. And, of course, as soon as I upload this video, the information that I actually want, so I can make the video that I want, will actually come out. That's just how this stuff goes for me. Anyway, the deck I'm going to be talking about today is the new Blue Eyes White Dragon structure deck. All the cards that are supposed to be coming in that. So, let's get into that, shall we? So, I did look up how many cards are going to come in this deck, and the site that I found did tell me that there's going to be 3 Maidens and 3, I think, Wishes for Eyes of Blue, or Roar. Which I'll get to in a minute. But that only brings the total up to, like, 36. There's still 4 cards missing. And I don't know if it's going to be, like, 2 hand traps, or another 3 of, and another hand trap, or what. I know there's 3 different art forms of Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's why there's 3 of them in the deck here. But I don't know if there's going to be, like, 2 Dictator of D, or 2 trade-ins, or, 3 Dictator and 2 trade-ins, or whatever, right? I don't know, because it didn't tell me how many cards of each individual card are actually going to be in here. Anyway, starting off, we have Neo Kaiser Seahorse, who is a retrain of Kaiser Seahorse, who is actually a sea serpent. Go figure. But now, he's a dragon tuner effect monster. Yeah. Put Neo in front of it, and you can apparently just be like, oh yeah, now you're a dragon. That doesn't really look like a dragon to me. It looks like a mech suit, but whatever. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand. Decent effect. You can target one light tuner you control, increase or decrease its level by 1. There's a reason for that, and it's actually pretty decent. If this card is sent from field to graveyard, so if it's used for fusion, exceeds, link, or synchro material, you get this effect. You can send one Blue Eyes monster, or one monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon, from your deck to your graveyard, except for, of course, Neo Kaiser. Decent effect. The new Maiden, Maiden of White. This is literally Maiden with Eyes of Blue, but a retrain of it, because apparently they screwed up the effect of the original, but whatever. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place one True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone. Okay. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, except for, of course, during the damage step, because nothing lets you special summon during the damage step, apparently, you can special summon this card. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, quick effect, you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon or one Light Tuner monster from your graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. In theory, you can actually use this to summon itself. Well, another copy of itself. But unfortunately, even if you did, you can only use the effect once per turn, because it has the magic words of you can only use each effect of name once per turn. Yeah, they actually learned from their mistakes back in, when they actually made volcanics and stuff. Because now most stuff has that limitation to it, which is good. Anyway, moving on. Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Pretty sure there's 3 of in this deck. Discard 1 card, add 1 level 1 Light Tuner monster, and 1 spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, except for Wishes for Eyes of Blue. I can see that being played as at least a 2 of, just for that effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon you control, equip 1 Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equipped spell that gives it 400 attack points. God, they word stuff so freaking stupid, I swear. Here's how it should read. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes White Dragon you control, equip it with a monster from your extra deck, and that counts as a friggin' equipped card, and it gets 400 attack points. Very simple. You know, instead of this whole crap of Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck too, it has an equipped spell, blah 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 blah, it gives it 400 attack points. Like, just equip it with a Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck, it gets 400 attack points. Right? Anyway, you can only use each effect of Wishes for Eyes of Blue once per turn. Now for the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. I like this art form of Blue Eyes. This is... I really wish this was actually on one of the cards, like on one of the monsters, because this actually looks cool. It might actually be, I don't know, I haven't really looked. Anyway, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment in defense position. Does not say face up or face down, so I'm assuming you can pick. But if you do not control Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect. Also, get this, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for dragon monsters. Gee, who would have guessed? You have the limitation of only being able to special summon dragon monsters in a dragon deck. Yeah. Yes, I know I'm being a smartass, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. Anyway, you can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including a Blue Eyes monster. You can only use each effect. You can only use one Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon's effect per turn, and only once that turn. So you can't even use this fusing effect on the same turn that you use the other, which is kinda meh, but it's also cool. Majesty with Dragons of Light. That's actually a cool looking art of Blue Eyes. They have different art forms. Why? I get this is supposed to be like a close up, and like, you know, it's supposed to be above her, and it's supposed to be gigantic compared to her. But then you have this one, which looks like one of the anime cards. And then you have these, which... Why don't we have this as an ultimate dragon or something? Or as an extra deck card, you know? Like, this art form. Of course, Ultimate Dragon is actually, you know, 3 of them fused together, but, you know. Speaking of Ultimate Dragons, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Dragon Synchro Effect, 3,500 attack, 4,000 defense, level 12. 2 plus tuners, plus 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. Remember Kaiser's effect of you can target one light tuner you control and increase or decrease its level by 1? So you put him to level 3 while you have Maiden on the field and one of the Blue Eyes monsters, one of the mini Blue Eyes White Dragons, and that lets you get into your level 12. Because 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 plus 8 is 12. See, I know math. Anyway, your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. When a card or effect is activated on the field, you can quick effect negate the activation. If you do, this card gains 1,000 attack points until the end of this turn. Decent effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one light dragon monster from your graveyard except for Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Which means you can summon any of your light dragons. Okay? Does not say you can special summon a Blue Eyes light dragon. Like a light Blue Eyes monster. It just says one light dragon monster. The only thing that you can't get back from your graveyard is, like, you know, the pistols and Lebellion, I think, when you use this effect to discard him to the graveyard because he wasn't properly summoned. But yeah, Anyway, you can only use that effect once per turn. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Indigo Eye Silver Dragon. 2 level 8 dragon monsters. Nice. Cannot attack directly unless it has a normal monster attached to it. You can only use each of the following effects of Indigo Eye's Silver Dragon once per turn. If this card is Exceed summoned from your extra deck, I'm assuming. At least I'm assuming you would Exceed summon it from your extra deck. I don't know. You can negate the effect of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. So it's a blanket effect for the entire field that they currently control has its effect negated. Swear to God, every time. You can detach one material from this card, then target one normal monster in your graveyard or banishment and special summon. If you do, this card gains 1,000 attack points. And it's not until the end of the turn, so you can potentially turn this card into a 6,000 attack point beat stick. The only problem, you need a normal monster attached to it for it to attack directly, but, you know. Now for the Link 1 of the Hatchling. That's what this looks like. It just looks like a little hatchling to me. Spirit with Eyes of Blue. 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster or spellcaster monster. Pretty good. You cannot special summon except dragon monsters. Cool. You can only use each of the following effects of Spirit with Eyes of Blue once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can take 1 Mausoleum of Light from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard, but if you special summon an effect monster from the graveyard, it cannot attack, also its effects are negated. So, if you special summon an effect monster from the hand, it can still use its effect and attack. If you special summon it from the graveyard, it cannot. Cool. So, is this going to be one of the meta-changing decks? No, probably not. I mean, it's Blue Eyes. There's going to be people that love to play Blue Eyes that are going to be just all over this deck. And don't get me wrong, it's a good deck. It's going to be a pretty good deck. But, I just don't see it being that great. And what I mean by that is, well, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's got cards in it that are really good for Blue Eyes. Nothing else. Some of the main value that you're going to get is stuff like, Seals, Imperm, Effect Veiler, Nibiru, and Ash Blossom. We're getting 5 more copies of cards that we don't have enough copies of, Common Effect Veiler, Common Imperm, Common Nibiru, and Common Ash Blossom. Also, Common Seals, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think Effect Veiler might be a super rare. I'm not sure. Anyway, I can see this deck actually being pretty good, but I don't think it's going to be one of those that you really build to take anything bigger than locals. Now, I could be wrong about that, and I have been, mistaken about that in the past, but I don't see it being one of those decks that is actually capable of doing much past the local level. It might, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's going to be that level of competitive because, again, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon. It has potential to be good, and it's going to be good at the local level, I'm sure. But anything past that, like YCS or regionals, I don't think it's going to be good enough to really do much there. I mean, you might get, if there's 100 people, you might get into the top 50. Maybe. But I seriously doubt it'll top an event like, in the top 10. Of course, now that I say that, it'll get freaking first place, like, this weekend. Oh, well, next weekend when it actually releases. But, you know, it's just one of those things. I don't think it's going to be that epic of a meta deck. It's going to be kind of like the RDA deck in a way, where it's going to be good when you pair it with other things. Of course, the RDA deck is actually good pretty much straight out of the box. You can just put three of them together and do fair. I don't know that this is going to be the same, but we shall see. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm hoping that more information drops about a specific set of cards, being the Dragon Tails. I'm hoping that those actually get released, and you know we have information on the full deck, not just that it's a fusion-based deck. Because I think that'll actually pair up pretty good with Dragon Maids, and even Blue Eyes, maybe. Depending on if it's, you know, elemental or light or dark. Um, but yeah, I can see it being a pretty good pair up, potentially. Um, so hopefully information drops about that, and I can make a video on that. And hopefully it doesn't take another 2 freaking weeks, but, you know, we'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do me a favor, hit that like button, share it with your friends. Also, if you would, consider subscribing if you haven't already. But, yeah, till next time, I'll catch you later.